We do start our show, though, with unfortunate news out of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark announced today that she will miss both the three-point contest and the WNBA All-Star Game this upcoming weekend in Indiana after re-aggravating a groin injury in that final minute of Tuesday's win over the Connecticut Sun. Clark had missed 4 games and the Commissioner's Cup final with that groin injury earlier this month, and now will be out for this weekend's festivities, which really stinks for fans. But you know that if there was any way that
Adam Silva just learned that the biggest star in the WNBA has announced she won't be attending the All-Star Game because of yet another injury, and the timing couldn't be worse. NBA leadership is extremely concerned about Caitlin Clark's absence from the league's biggest weekend due to the breakdown of collective bargaining agreement, CBA negotiations, and the possibility of a lockout. And those worries are coming directly from the top. Is Adam Silva correct to be concerned about the WNBA's handling of its most important player at this crucial juncture? Let's examine what's happening more closely, and why the league might suffer greatly as a result. After re-injuring her right groin on Tuesday, Caitlin Clark stated on Thursday afternoon that she would not be participating in Friday's three-point shootout or Saturday's All-Star Game. But the actual problem? This isn't just another All-Star weekend. It's taking place in the midst of crucial CBA discussions that might decide whether the WNBA plays a season in 2026 at all.
I'll leave the specific question about the foul to my colleague, Commissioner Engelbert. I mean, I other than as a fan, obviously, you know, it's nothing new in basketball that there's sort of welcome to the league moments, especially for heralded rookies. But of course, I want to see Caitlin treated.
Adam Silva has previously stated, "Of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately in the league." Therefore, it is probably raising serious concerns when the WNBA's best players are unable to participate in its primary tournament because of what seems to be poor injury care. When a partner league's commissioner publicly expresses worry about a player's treatment, it's a serious warning rather than a lighthearted remark.
She would be. Shortly before the show, Clark released this statement through the Fever's social media account saying that she's so excited for Indiana to host WNBA All-Star this weekend, and that she says she knows that this is going to be the best All-Star yet. But she does go on to say how incredibly sad and, quote, disappointed she will not be able to participate, adding, quote, "I have to rest my body. I'll still be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse for all of the action. I'm looking forward to helping Sandy coach."
It's time to hold people in charge of the WNBA accountable for this fiasco, since the timing of Caitlin Clark's injury news could not be worse. When it comes to safeguarding the biggest star in the game, Commissioner Cathy Engelbert has utterly failed. Christine Brennan, a well-known sports writer, has even publicly chastised Engelbert for appearing uneasy when talking about Clark. When someone inquires about Caitlin, Engelbert frequently answers by making remarks about both Caitlin and Angel, even when it is obvious that the question was only about Clark. It's telling and deflecting action, but
in terms of the comments, in terms of the way the commissioner, Cathy Engelbert, who I've known and I like, the way she has trouble talking about Caitlin Clark, or if she's asked about Caitlin, then she will say, well, Caitlin and Angel. Well, she wasn't asked about Angel, you know, she was asked about Caitlin. This incredible inability to deal with the facts and to state the obvious. It is astounding to me how Cathy Engelbert doesn't come out after the Marina Mabry hit and say that's unacceptable. The refs got it wrong. Okay, should have been kicked out then.
The commissioner is meant to be promoting the best player in the league, but she can't even bring up Caitlin Clark specifically without switching to other players. That is a clear indication of dysfunction at the top and not leadership. And the effects are brutally evident from the figures. The number of people watching the WNBA on national television has fallen by 55% since Clark's departure. The national games for the Indiana Fever were averaging 1. Before her accident, there were 81 million viewers. Now, there are just 847,000, a startling 53% decrease. That represents millions of dollars in lost revenue, not merely a decline in ratings. Engelbert pretends that everything is in order in the interim. Let's now discuss the climate and officiating that contributed to this circumstance. Since the league's inaugural day, 141 injuries have occurred, according to kinesiology specialist Dr. Lucas C. Hafner. These figures are astounding, with only 44 games per squad and 179 active players. Engelbert is reacting with all the decisiveness of a silk robe in a storm, whereas any capable leader would be demanding immediate adjustments. It's not acceptable.
The ball handler, there's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean,
all of those
are fouls. Every single one of them. And here, that's a foul, and finally they call.
Even league legends are speaking out because WNBA officiating has gotten so bad. Rebecca Lobo didn't hold back when Caitlin Clark was repeatedly fouled without a whistle during a live broadcast, calling out the officials. A grab is present. A hold is in place. Another grab is available. Those are all fouls, after all. Each and every one of them. And there is a foul right here. It's a foul. It's not just a bad night when well-known individuals like Lobo publicly criticize officiating on national television. It's an indication of a more serious systemic problem. Additionally, Clark's coach has had enough. Stephanie White, the head coach of the Indiana Fever, has had to publicly address the subpar refereeing on several occasions, most recently saying, "I thought she got fouled." What has been occurring to us over the past few games, in my opinion, is very heinous. It's quite astounding how disrespectful our team has been lately. Coach's use of terms like egregious and disrespectful goes far beyond post-game annoyance. It's a blatant criticism of the league as a whole for failing to safeguard players and maintain standards.
Who is played 9 years in Indiana and now on the staff. And that's a live shot now.
Following the game against the Connecticut Sun, where Caitlin Clark was constantly targeted, the WNBA's officials received perhaps the harshest criticism. In a multi-minute post-game tirade, Coach Stephanie White said, "Everyone's getting better except the officials." She criticized the referees on Tuesday for totally losing control of the game and attacked the league and its officiating in general for failing to make any improvement. It was more than simply annoyance. It was an outright denunciation of a system that keeps letting its players down. I have never been.
The game is fast now. Things are happening quickly. Everybody's getting better, except the officials. So we gotta find a way to remedy it. I mean, you've heard every coach talk about it, so I don't know what.
The response is, every year at our league meetings in the fall and spring, we repeat the same concerns over and over, and still nothing changes, she continued. It's a stunning statement that illustrates how long-standing and disregarded these problems have been, indicating a fundamental breakdown in league responsibility.
You guys as an organization are doing, I mean, you know, you're speaking out at this point, but anything more that you are doing or you hope to do to engage in the league and addressing these issues with the officiating that you've been very vocal with?
No, I mean, I think every year when we have our league meetings in the fall and in the spring, we say the same thing over and over and over.
And nothing has altered. The timing of Caitlin Clark's injury news couldn't have been worse for the WNBA, and it's time to hold management responsible for what has turned into an avoidable catastrophe. The league's most valuable player has not been protected at all by Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. Even seasoned sports writer Christine Brennan has taken issue with her, pointing out Engelbert's odd uneasiness while discussing Clark. She sidesteps inquiries by bringing up Angel Reese on her own initiative. That's avoidance, not promotion. It's also not leadership. It's an obvious case of executive incapacity. It was all exposed by the numbers. Since Clark's injury, WNBA viewership on national broadcasts has decreased by 55%. The average number of Indiana Fever games decreased from 1.81 million viewers to just 847,000, a staggering 53% decline. That is a loss of millions of dollars in revenue, not simply interest. Additionally, Engelbert acts as though nothing is wrong while this is taking place. This circumstance is the result of terrible officiating. With only 179 active players in the league and only 44 games per squad, kinesiology specialist Dr. Lucas C. Hafner disclosed that there have already been 141 injuries this season. That math is disastrous. Engelbert reacts with all the urgency of a silk dress in a hurricane, whereas any genuine leader would be calling for rapid change. WNBA legend Rebecca Lobo shouted out the terrible calling on television, pointing out obvious fouls on Clark that were called. When prominent figures in the sport criticize referees during live broadcasts, it's more than simply bad officiating, it's a structural breakdown. Stephanie White, Clark's coach, has been outspoken about the problem on several occasions. In a harsh post-game tirade following a game against the Connecticut Sun in which Clark was frequently attacked, White declared, "Everyone's improving except the officials." Despite years of accusations, She denounced the league and its leaders for failing to make any progress. "We say the same thing at league meetings year after year, and nothing changes," she said. That's a coach openly claiming that the league's administration has long disregarded officiating concerns. While the league's popularity and stakes have increased dramatically, refereeing has decreased under Engelbert's leadership. It's clear from the incident that caused Clark's present injury. Following a dead ball, Marina Mabrey pushed Clark to the ground. After public outcry, the first ruling of only a technical foul was changed to a flagrant 2. The referees were ashamed and finally fixed their error after failing to act in real time. Colin Clark, Clark's brother, even posted on social media, saying, "Make no mistake, this is on the referees," blaming them for the injuries. It goes beyond simple annoyance when a player's family publicly criticizes officiating. She is worried about her safety in a system that has let her down. Engelbert's reaction to problems with officiating? Completely deaf to tone. "It's intriguing," she remarked. "From my vantage point, neither the winning team nor the losing team expressed dissatisfaction with the officiating. That is haughtiness, not leadership. She doesn't understand the point at all." Let's discuss the impact. The league's expansion has been fueled by Clark. 20 of the 23 WNBA games that had more over 1 million viewers in 2024 featured Clark. The first game without a fever on the list? 15. People are paying attention because of her. Furthermore, Engelbert is unable to defend her. There are severe financial repercussions. WNBA viewership on ESPN increased by 170%, from 454,000 to over 1.2 million views on average. ION increased by 133% from the previous year. Clark's existence is connected to all of that. Future earnings of hundreds of millions are at stake due to Engelbert's incapacity to protect her. The court is becoming more and more chaotic. The Fever and Suns match on Tuesday ended with 2 flagrant fouls, 3 ejections, 5 technicals, and an entirely out-of-control game. This isn't an isolated incident. Rather, it's the outcome of a league that permits inexperienced, unpaid referees to oversee professional games without any defined guidelines. Additionally, the betting market demonstrates Clark's influence. Within a week of her injury, betting on Fever games fell by over 50%. The degree of disruption caused by a single player's absence demonstrates how much the league depends on her. Adam Silva, the NBA commissioner, isn't merely making remarks for publicity. It's obvious that he is concerned about Clark's treatment. He has stated that the publicity surrounding her is beneficial to the sport, but he is also quietly cautioning the WNBA. "Put everything at danger if you don't fix this." That's not a recommendation. The NBA itself has issued a warning. Furthermore, Clark is not the only one affected by this officiating issue. In a foul-mouthed tirade, Kelsey Plum claimed that she is continually fouled and that no calls are made. The same complaints are being expressed by stars all throughout the league. What is a foul in the first quarter isn't a foul in the fourth due to uneven refereeing. Professional basketball isn't like that. That is pandemonium under the guise of competition. The Indianapolis All-Star Game was supposed to be a festive occasion. Even though Clark's visage may be seen everywhere, from hotel banners to airports, she won't be playing. She was the focus of the entire event, and now because the league was unable to protect her, she is sidelined. It's a catastrophe. With the CBA discussions intensifying, the timing couldn't be worse. A work stoppage is a real possibility as her current contract expires on October 31, 2025. Players demand a fair portion of the earnings and additional investment. But when the star generating the income is sitting out with avoidable injuries, how can they even discuss splitting profits? This is considerably more devastating historically. During her time in college and the beginning of her rookie season, Clark never missed a game. However, she has missed several stretches due to WNBA oversight, including 5 games in May due to a quad ailment and 5 more in July due to a groin injury. This person used to be an iron woman, but all of a sudden she is unable to maintain her health. Her comeback game attracted 2.2 million viewers, reaching a peak of 2.8 million, which is 76% more than the WNBA average on ABC from the previous year. That kind of spike can be produced by a single player, and her departure is a huge loss. Although she personally likes Engelbert, Christine Brennan pointed out that the commissioner has failed in her most fundamental responsibility, which is to safeguard and promote the league's biggest star. That is organizational malpractice, more than merely a lost opportunity. Fans have also taken note. Online petitions calling for improved officiating and accountability are making the rounds, highlighting the careless play and missed calls that have plagued Indiana Fever games. This is a fan uprising, not criticism. The pattern of Clark's injuries moving from quad to groin to another groin was brought to light by analyst Rachel Demeter. This implies more serious mechanical problems, probably brought on by severe physical trauma. Not only is she being harmed, but the league's future is also being harmed. Let's consider the wider picture. This year saw all 10 of the WNBA's most viewed games since 2002, and Clark was a part of each one. Losing her is an existential crisis rather than a setback. 12.3 million people watched her college finale. With 14.2 million viewers, her Final Four game was the most viewed basketball game ever on ESPN. That once-in-a-generation draw is being wasted by the WNBA. Now, everything that went wrong under Engelbert's direction is represented by the All-Star Weekend. Clark is the focal point of the event, but she is only watching from the sidelines since the officials and leadership did not go above and beyond. Keep her safe. And this spreads throughout the world. International leagues will recruit more players if the WNBA is unable to safeguard its best players. Everything depends on Clark's availability and health, from sponsorships and ratings to growth and billion-dollar revenue goals. And it's all in jeopardy because of Engelbert. What is the most tragic aspect? This didn't have to be the case. Improved officiating. Genuine responsibility. A commissioner who is aware of the risks. This result may have been altered by any of that. Instead, we have referees who are paid on a per-game basis and frequently balance WNBA and NCAA responsibilities without receiving full-time funding for their performance or training. The WNBA's most prized asset is now out of the game due to a broken system. Silva's worries are not courteous recommendations. Red alerts are what they are. League growth and billion-dollar media deals are at stake. The NBA is observing and is not impressed. Protect your stars, fix the officiating, or watch as everything collapses.